have a spread here for a collective that you know there's a change coming in. You feel it. You've been seeing signs and synchronicities. You have a deep inner knowing that either the direction of your work or the direction of your life in general or relationships, something is shifting. There's a little bit of a frustration because you can receive signs and synchronicities all day, but you guys are struggling with the fact that you still don't know what direction you're going to be pointed towards and where you're going to land. First card I got was a change in the wind. So you know a change is happening. Winds in the east is coming to mind. You feel it, okay? You have an inner knowing. The next card was deep knowing. And you are receiving signs and synchronicities, and you are going to be receiving help in the future. A leg up came out, okay? That's receiving help with whatever this is. The clarification cards for a change in the wind is Divine Matrix, okay? This card talks about seeing signs and synchronicities, seeing numbers, seeing codes, seeing messages, or just seeing something unravel in your physical that is pointing towards a change that needs to be made, that is going to be made, that and some of you are like, no, I don't want this. I don't want this change. I'm annoyed with this change. I've already got where I want to be, but there's a change nonetheless. You keep seeing these signs, and deep down, the deep inner knowing, you know what's happening. And also you know that at some point you're going to have to make a decision and a powerful move. That's what we got for deep inner knowing. Trust in your intuition when it comes to making a change or making a move in your physical is something that's really important for you guys to understand. It's like the risk is worth the outcome in this situation. That's the overall vibe, is like when you decide to make a move, it is going to be powerful, okay? Powerful move was the card that verified deep inner knowing. When you are navigating from your heart space and connecting with your intuition and making decisions from your true essence, from what you want, not from what is expected of you, not from your guides, not from your family, not from your friends, not from anyone. But when you make a decision from your heart space, that's when that move becomes extra potent, extra powerful. A big risk creates a big reward. Now, use your discernment with that, okay? I don't want anyone to go like gamble their life savings and lose it all, okay? Like that's not what I'm saying to do. But if this is for you, you'll understand because you've known deep down that this is coming up, you anticipate it, and it's a big deal. It's a big deal not knowing, okay? But you are going to be receiving a leg up and help, and that's because you have a powerful purpose. Whatever this change is, this is moving you into alignment. Not that you aren't in alignment. I feel strongly that this collective is in alignment. You've been in alignment before. You know what it feels like. For the overall message here, I pulled an oracle card from my Kuan Yin oracle, okay? And we got the Ivory Swan Goddess. And I'm just gonna read you the first part because I feel like, again, I don't want you to think that you're out of alignment, but you are going through a release, a cleansing again before you make this new move, a clearing of the channel so that when you do get the inspiration to make this move, you feel like you can trust it, because your trust in yourself is so important for this collective, okay? Because your purpose is powerful, okay? You're working, you're co-creating with the universe actively. And I feel like also there's a frustration here because the channel hasn't been as clear, but there's a reason for that. There has been a clearing of it lately. There's a shakeup happening to bring up the stuff at the bottom of the glass, right? For you to look at it and to release it, okay? To purify it a little bit. It says, the Ivory Swan Goddess speaks of spiritual grace and purity. The purity of your soul light never fades. Release guilt, shame, and judgment, or fear that you're not enough in any way, so that you may realize your beauty. Be more of yourself and shine your divine essence into the world. You're being asked to trust in the unfolding. And this is such a repetitive message, but it's such a huge part of going on a spiritual journey is trusting in the process. But you're being asked to trust in the unfolding. You're being told that the storm or whatever this shakeup is, it has a purpose. And this change of wind, it's redirecting you into a deeper alignment within yourself because you've grown. You've grown. There's adjustments being made for space for you because you take up more space now because you have expanded. And as you were growing and as you were learning new lessons, you were collecting a little bit of the trauma that maybe you thought you ought to release. And that's the maintenance. So you're going through this maintenance process of releasing, okay, since the last time you've done this. It's like an oil change on a car. You have to keep up with your spiritual cleansing as well. So this is what's happening, and it's a deep one, and it involves deep shadow work and kind of feeling lost in the wilderness a little bit. And it's hard. It's really hard. And I just want to let you know there's just so much love and support that you're going to be met with when you get through that darkness and you find that light again, okay? You're making room for fresh energy and expansion and new truths that you haven't come across yet. It's actually really exciting, even though it's really frustrating right now. There's a huge emphasis on remembering that you're not lost. You're being guided by your higher self. That inner trust that you're being told, that's you guiding yourself. There's also something coming through about being aware of how you're living, even while you're going through this wilderness period, this unknown. It's so important to live consciously, because even in this time, your decisions create a reaction or a web of creation in a way. You know, you are the weaver. This is something that you're here to do, is to create and co-create with the universe and have the help, but you're being handed responsibility even in the dark. And when your doubt creeps in, talk to it. Speak out loud, like what you're doubting and what your fears are and what your questions are, because the answers will come. The answers are already coming to you. Talk to your higher self more, talk to your guides more, ask for clarification, connect more. And as you're connecting, that will also help release that fear. And it's going to show up in different ways for people. I don't know how everyone receives signs and synchronicities, but mine, it's trickled throughout the day. And that just makes it more sacred to me, because it's like not just on my phone, it's not just on my music, but it's in my life. It's in the words that people speak to me. It's confirmations, and it's beautiful. But it's so important just to also live in the moment and stay grounded. And when you need a break from that frustration, or you need a break from trying to figure things out, you just take that break and you just exist, right? And so that's why this journey is so hard. And you know this because you've been on it, but it's so rewarding as well, because you have seen miracles, big or small. They don't always show up as like big lightning bolts in the sky, right? But they're quiet sometimes. Doesn't matter how big or small they are, they're still incredible. And it's still like, wow, despite all this crazy shit that I'm going through, I'm really happy to be alive and to experience this moment right now. And so you're just being reminded of those times as you go through this clearing, as you step into this big change. There is a huge purpose for this, and it's something to be excited about. But I also understand how annoying it is to say, oh, in the future, this is all going to work out. So be gentle. Be gentle as always. That's my motto. Be gentle with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Be gentle with others. Be patient with others. You'll get through this. You've got this. So much growth happening. I'm proud of you. Have a good day.